Estamos aqui de volta ao canal das oportunidades pós-humanas e eu, portanto, estou a apresentar aqui esta sessão sobre as interfaces Dança, Tecnologia. Vou falar em inglês, mas talvez faça alguma tradução em português, caso achasse bem importante algumas coisas. Por acaso as pessoas não perceberem muito inglês e ser mais difícil de acompanhar. So this presentation is coming from my doctoral studies, and I'm still continuing it in somehow development into more practical aspects, because this was a theoretical framework for performance in the digital domain that I developed. So in the University of California, in Riverside, the doctoral PhD in Dança, History and Tecnologia, which is one of the first PhDs in dance. Portanto, estudei nesta Universidade de Califórnia, em Riverside, onde está um dos primeiros doutoramentos em dança. E já agora, with Susan Foster and Rachel Fenton and Lisa Mon as my advisors. I want to have a sort of overview for people that are not even academics or don't know much about these issues or these thematics. So I did develop a theory trying to look at the interface of bodies and technologies within artistic works, specific, not just dance actually, but other kinds of projects, artistic projects, installations, interactive installations, web-based projects, a bunch of different platforms, and this was this was finished in 2004. So it took me about 3 or 4 years to develop. So I looked at a bunch of work at that time of dance and artwork using technology where the body was very much involved. And I looked at what was the role of technology there and what was the role, how the body would interface with this apparatus to build or create this project, these artistic projects. So when I start looking at that time already for technology and format-related dance interfaces, I've come across a lot of different ways that dance or the work is mentioned or named. So, and I noticed that the artistic work was very much named after the technology being used or being applied in this project, in this work. So, as you see, dance using motion capture, digital dance, that's a very broad umbrella for dance using, say, digital technologies. I personally think still digital dance or digital performance is a bit limiting what we do in these works, because there's always analog aspects, so analog processes within the digital. Otherwise, how will we bring the body into the mediations or other embodiments? But so, because I've seen this and the technology was so prominent in these designations of the work, I thought about another way of differentiating the work without being the technology. So, and that's what I mean by looking at the way the body, the relation of body technology, not only technology, and connecting that. So I started with like a more general like matrix. What was a cultural matrix that was the context of where this whole society is kind of moving around since the arrival of computers. Like we saw yesterday, like 40 years ago, things start and then things kind of really incremental development. But so I got these three different theories of people, philosophers mostly, that wrote about and reflect about the role of technology within our society, and in a somewhat critical way, and giving somehow a perspective of what is this the role of technology within these different realms, particularly cultural. So the chamber they are the simulation, like the very known word from '83. That's like that. I mean, it seems like a way how the technological development of technology, like we becoming more and more dependent on technology and following technologies. So basically, first we like find ways of simulating what is the real physical reality, and then with computers like this is like explaining 3 degrees of simulations. And the first degree is like we copy and then try to simulate what is the physical reality. And then another degree is that what is copied, so it has life in itself, so it doesn't need the physical reality no longer. And then we come in at a third stage that is very much like what we can say that happens a bit nowadays. I think sometimes like we copy the simulations. So they become a bit like the model for what we are, what we should be. Of course, it's in a mass culture, but we can make it like the scenes from the person that is giving the news, the films, and particularly say like now in the previous presentation that we have these characters that simulate us moving, and we can be extended in some other place, but that possibility that allows for simulations of movement or dance to be behaving by other characters, that people then buy these animations, say like in Second Life or other virtual worlds. So in a way you put your avatar dancing as someone else did, but in a way it's already as an avatar, so it looks like it's coming from the virtual simulation into the physical reality again. So we are influenced more and more by what is presented, what is offering to us. This is, of course, in artistic sense, we try to transform and destroy a bit that frame. But going along, I don't want to really to stay too long in this in each aspect, but say the question of technology from either the question concerning technology and other essays. This is also from '82, and I really like it. This is a text that is very much quoted by people interested in art and technology, because he believed at the time that only artists, in a way, will be able to use technologies to what is to use technologies in a way that really enhances or helps to our development, or not just technical, really like come with content, so can like go beyond say what the technology is in itself. Because technology, of course, we know, and there is history, but technology comes already, it's not a blank scene that everyone can use. It comes already with some politics in it. And so, this is my perspective, and also I think some critics of to what technology embeds already as a product of a society. So it's very much with virtuality of Pierre Dory. I take a little bit time here because I think it's very much also the base. Virtuality with this how becoming virtual reality in the digital age, 1998. For me, Pierre Dory was really very giving me a lot of vision because he really thinks of technology, of virtuality, not just our virtual technologies like allow us to be in a virtual world and have this kind of digital, like ephemeral content, a whole world there, but thinking about virtuality as something that has, as humans, has been always with us. Like we developing towards more, becoming more virtual. But I think it has to do with our virtuality in terms of brain, thought, and all that. So this is like a way I see digital, how to put this imaginary what our mind can create and use to objectify it somehow. So his perspective is like bringing virtuality since the beginning of humankind. So I like that. So it's not already, okay, it's not just now. So it helps us to get to this much more broad notion, dimension of time. So this slide is a bit, I apologize, a bit broken. But it's then coming with a matrix of corporeality. So we have the technoculture now. What is this corporeality matrix that, in a way, I am interested in and kind of collected? These three theories that all of them are kind of hybrids. And that's what I liked because the body, the mind, soul. The whole Western issues with the separation of the body and mind and Cartesians, and so these three persons, Isabel, Donna Haraway, Catherine Hells, they were like already like in the early 90s and that wrote these books and very known, I think all of them. Elizabeth Ross is a bit more like a feminist theoretician, and with this notion of Mobile Street, she, because it's a figure operates that kind of the outside becomes inside and the inside becomes outside. So there's not really a separation, and she relates that with the body mind. So there's no possible separation because all the ways to be integrated. She develops a whole theory. Criticizing other philosophers with some certain notions of bodies and in terms of the difference on gender. But I found that this notion here of mobile street was really important for my perspective. The cyborg, of course, with Donna Haraway, as being a mix of organic and cybernetic. So initially was this mice that was plugged in with the mechanism, and somehow the cells start to integrate this element. So we can, we tell that everyone is a cyborg. We have glasses, we have some sort of gadgets. Because tell them mobile phones can be, make us say we can have this notion of cyborgs with some. It's a different than with post-human. With cyborgs, like the notion of we have some things inside us and some mechanisms. Whereas the post-human, specific from the theory from Catherine Hells, it's which is different from the initial post-human theory by cybernetics. And in this case, the early theory, like the post-humanism, it's really a way of transcending the body, not referring to all the mechanisms necessary for us to actually, our body to access this, all the content and everything, but to say like our life without our presence, our, say, everywhere in our Facebook, in our sites, so we have a presence there, an identity that is like what we put there, but so it's like this can be an extension, so it doesn't have, it's more like what is already in our mind, how we already like incorporate the memory of the computer, the whole thing within our lives of being human. And so I don't actually need to include the post-human embodiment, but for me that's what actually Catherine Hell really inspired me or like really influenced me to replan the body, the embodiment within this post-human matrix. So maybe if there's any questions later on that, I can go on. So and then I came into a performance matrix with influenced by different people writing about specific dance and performance with not particularly with the technology, but somehow a bit influence. And for me, like for instance, the kinesthesia is a particular important aspect of this embodiment, and it's very much connected with the development within the modern society. Like so, how we started with like cars with speed, and how this influences our the way we embody. I'm not going to go on over, but like Susan Foster had how the body, like the ambulance scholarship, like this body that travels with all this. I think it's the idea of the corporeality, so like we are in a body that has a reality, so the body is a reality, so it's not only a body that is like as medical stuff or medicine just to consider, so a whole. And the scholarship is because it's like as Dança presents work, like performance, it can contribute to the development of some of theory and practice within the practice. So if you later want to know more about this, I can give some response. I'm glad to really explicit more. But as you see, there were several contributions to my study. So with all these contributions and the works I was seeing, I came across like these 4 different interfaces. Like somehow this was a typology. It's not really the framework is not really too set, because things can be like within each, there can be other. But so this is the univocal, the random, the faceted, and the reflective interfaces. So now I'm going to go a bit like showing an example. So what do we understand by this? Why do I include some works in univocal, why others are more faceted, and etc. So that we have an idea of what I mean. So within this univocal interface, somehow for me it's works that focus on, say, mediation or mediation of one aspect of the body into an aspect of the technological aspect. The ones that you see here are mostly like visual, so the body is like a visual representation. There are sensors like working on what are these visual representations. Like the EU, from EU, they have this very interesting this reproduction here. It's maybe the letters, different letters, make like the body. So this is actually, it's a bit, this is a web page that you could dance, like this is the stage, and then you need these characters, or sequences, and each of them is like that. This is Brown, it's called Brown in Motion, and it has this, this stuff really too small. So I actually looked up the net, and the net is no more there, no longer there. So this is maybe early 90s. But, and there was this thing, okay, this is not the dance, there was like a lot of issues that seems the weird dance, because like somebody mentioned some people, but in fact, like there was a dance going on, but the important aspect is like it's visual, so the bodies are like, there was the music and there was this visual aspect, and it can be limiting or can be or not, but you know, for me it's a bit limiting. It's like the body is only visual, the body is only sound. I think this one, Dança, it was with visual, like the shadows. I have I go over to one of the slides. Well, with this one, I don't really have an example, but I hope you get ready. So, with the random interface, and the example is, of course, Nurse Canyon with the collaboration with Kaiser and Escar and Girard, doing the animations, motion capture here. And so, typically, the work of Cunningham, it's very, he uses intentionally using randomness. Before you use computers, say you will have a process like, okay, I'm going to do a choreography and I have my movements in papers, and you will like grab the papers and throw them away, and then the ones you fell over, you go on the floor, you pick up like randomly by chance, and you okay, this movement goes after this one, and without any organics. And he really wanted to defamiliarize our human movement so that we can look, can see more. Because if we see something familiar is not so catchy, then something not looks like this is not organic. This is what is this? And also like the movement doesn't need to have a meaning. So you would, and then you have either the sound or paintings to have to be built at the same time, to be created at the same time, and in the day of the performance they will come and present all the scenes, like the dance, the music, the visuals, in juxtaposition. And so the role of the audience member was like to look and to actually interpret or get the connections or not, all these things. So I have just a little bit of the biped here to show. So you see this, the dances on stage, and then there is these characters coming. The characters were made by, actually they were made previously, the dancers were this motion capture system, so in a way they knew this, which frames, which sequence, choreographic sequence were coming up, but see, not all the time with the animations, but they kind of appear there like volatile. What I found when I saw this live, and what I found is like, looked like the characters were more communicating with the dancers than the dancers with this character. I mean, it was really random that there was this reading. So you got a little glimpse of this one. So it's like 1990. So the random interface was really to take advantage of the possibilities of different, either just a position of different scenes that you need, but also to like some chance, some error, something in technology, so things could be used without on purpose, being on purpose and much more random aspect. And then we have the face, that's the interface, where what is, I think what identifies this interface is more like every step, all the works are, and the technology, everything is around some content. The content is the most important thing, and in a way it looks like the technology is really embedded in this content, and you don't see it so clear, like, and there is this important of the content, which was something that was a bit rare, because a lot of things were like big demonstration of technology, so it was not so as interesting at least for me. There was this thing of people avoiding as technology works, but there was not much to say. I have just an excerpt here from Troika Range. This one I didn't put in my study, but I think it's a very good representation of this interface. So this was the future of memory. See, it's like their works were very much reflecting like human condition and always like also was like knowledge how the body is like surpassed by the image. Nothing is another word. There is ending decisions. And the last interface, it's the reflective interface. And so in this, I mean, like reflective, like more not, it reflects, and reflecting. And this is a phrase for me, it's one of the, I think it's the most interesting because it's like how the works that somehow artists, art technologists question technology and really make something, actually create something or create the technology themselves. So, or what is available, they really create something. And more like with the gadget, with the systems, they make something. A very known work that you may heard about, seen, and it's already like 93, I think. It's telematic dreaming. And I think it's a very seminal work using only like video conferencing, for example. But with a kind of setup that really brought like very interesting interactive possibilities within the participatory as well. And so there was this aspect of so in this interface I find more people like doing participatory work with interaction and having an environment or these kind of things, although also maybe performance, but somehow I found this works more and not so much art dance, but I have another one to show. So this work was done in different places, different times. So the whole sermon was in one group, and now he's viewing in as a reflection, as a projection in the head, where the audience, the person participating comes and interacts. And he is seeing the person, so they can really interact with him in time. Later on, was like Susan Cosell was also, as a dancer, was doing this as a performer there in this work, and for her it was really how she felt threatened even being distant, she once felt threatened by the person that was interacting with her. So, and that for her was like, wow, this is really affecting me. So, for me, this work confirmed that we really are, either being simulated or being physical, since have effectiveness. So you see, it's like no one is there, but there's somewhere there with someone. When they did this in Asia, they couldn't make a bed because it was like very intimate. So they made like a chair, and then there was a monitor, and people would be here, and then someone else would be on the side, and no one was here. And then they would start to make single person in reality. It was a different setup. It was not a bed, but like a chair. So it was a bit more which what I think is one of the best companies works, at least that I enjoy. And this was already some time ago. The performance have some movement capture and a microphone. So this is like what the dancers do, reflecting the way the visual space is being moved. For me, this work is like the aspect of the somatics in it, because the movement from the dancer actually it's very, I think it's very based on somatic contemporary dance, very somatics, and they have this, they use these different systems. As you see, you start seeing like that one, it's yeah, they will have like scenes on the head. Yeah, what is part of the culture? So here the dancers control not only sound but the image, and the image is like this three-dimensional space that they are in. I forgot to put sound. So I stop here, probably it's too far. So this is condition here.
What is the name of the artist? The name of the artist?
Condition here.
Because it wasn't written there. It wasn't written there.
She's Canadian and he's it's like I don't come back and forth the time. Let's have a few sound. She's Canadian.
And this one, Pluriel, is it the name of the company? That's the company? Pluriel, that's the name of the company.
That's an Canadian.
Yeah.
German and French. They were already basically, she was basically choreographer, digital artist, interactive. They do like either works for stage or works for like a container or something like a container. But they like also like he was more performative, but more and more they use like participation from the audience and people. And I like because when they explore body, like really something, they just visual as a song. It was very much achievement. And also like multiple simulations and they somehow, I don't know if they decided to develop like metrics, but like lately I've seen like some videos of their performances, and it's very much like disrupting this beauty image. Like they will see them always upside down, and they will be like the performance like here, they just like here, like that. So with some maybe more like psychology related and like very much involved like how the body is affected and is transformed by our mind, body, our conditions, our contexts, and then like Martin like, has this amazing not only visual the interactions they do a lot with the image too, but what I found really interesting is the image is not only image, the image reflects something else than the visual. So like we look at that, but because the body is actually provoking those transformations, and not just body movement, the body movement with certain
it changes meaning. It's not searching for meaning.
Exactly. So it's actually searching for sensations, for things that that they are from the body and like, are in that not that way. So
this was your. Do you prefer to continue speaking in English or?
We don't hear you. The
microphone.
Estava tudo em português, não sei.
and here like there was I did this slide. I think there was no I was just saying okay is this what? Oh this other one actually under that was this piece. See there's a big place. It's the same, yeah. Yes. It's another word. But for instance, just something like, for instance, these were works that I found to be more reflecting an inner state. Like this one. It was almost like she had like this kind of, it was like she had this center, her center was being like mapped in space, or I don't know, it was like somehow aura or something. Reflected it more like reflects on the movement, but like if there's an energy, there was a movement, for instance. There was something related with the body, but more than just the visual. I have found.
For me, it's very interesting about the electromagnetic fields when you invested in some magic, you know, how make it change of image, how what's made about using me or how experiment something like that.
Well, I don't know totally exactly, but I know that there was a projection in the bed of someone that was in another room, in a bed also. And then they had a capturing of the person with the person on the bed projected and the person coming live. And that will be like the person will see interacting, she will see himself projected and the person. And then I don't know if you see that there was like this little monitor on the side that I think was able to see, the person was able to see the combination, and that was what was being received by the other person. I think
There was, yes, it was very similar in the space of this. It was never training online.
this.
For me, it comes to me
maybe a lot of the work is done people more capable of doing that. Because people need see that is very clear. And this is and then it seems that how real is that too? That's the same.
Technology allows us to feel the situation in a way that is probably a known way.
But it's nice. That's why for me it was very interesting to research all this work because I was looking at it as also as an artist and I had to experiment some things in order to write. Because you see like motion capture, you see what people did, and then you can see what else was possible to lives and then it changed. I mean, my work was very expensive. I was season. Meanwhile, I also did like some performance in two places, and I did try to like capture the image of there was like a screen projector there for example, 30. We took an image of the composite, and because the light, so compatible. And we have a projector to see the screen there in the same space. So we experiment with it, but then you need like say two projectors. When you have like two projectors and two computers projectors, cameras, can do a lot of things that can
Yes. What I'm very interested as a the artist working with technology, sensors, and stuff like that. I'd like to have an opinion about is there a limit also in your work? For example, sometimes I do things and then I decide to use a device and then I try the device and then I in my mind I think this is too much of a game, look like a game or something. Sometimes I feel that the concept inside is becoming weaker if the technology is too much. That people will concentrate on the device. Jeez. So since I have this, sometimes I censor myself and don't use too much. I want to know if also you feel this and that you feel that there's a limit or not, which is the limit. I know it's personal, but maybe,
Well, I don't want to, I have that issue also. I don't want to have the technology to evidence. And it's difficult, like when we have second life, and you all are artists. But I'm trying, for example, to do works that if the technology fails, the work still is there. And then if you work like from a corporate in developing, and I mean this is essential because otherwise you can say like things what about it's more reality. Okay, it's only visual, but so for me the visual, it's of course it can be by itself. But for me, it needs to be like a partner for me to always transform myself into something else that I know. So for me, it's not too okay. So I use the technology and the problems and things. We need like this approach of like being an improvised, not completely set work. It's like a choreography. So I set up and I think this means transform the way I do this choreography, but I'm keeping my approach. That's important. I'm changing my approach when it comes to technology. I use the technology already. I mean, sometimes I see it's very technology and I love it. I've already seen that it does something else. I actually like it more. So it's not too much. That's why I mean, this computer art, for instance, technology tools actually work and managing all this. And I also say this, I think it's not just a tool, we are in touch. So it's like this balance, but I don't want to also overcome. And from seeing all many different works and being present in this development, it was already 10 years since then, and at that time it was already developing a lot. But there was this thing that was very expensive. The artists, in this case Dança, didn't have much access, so they could not work. So this was not a limitation. But then later on, when it was not accessible, people were collecting some concerns and not to use it like so much especially what I find is that many times the approaches are like the same as if you use technology. So it's not the approach doesn't change because you use technology. Of course, it can enhance some aspects. Like if you are a visual dancing, like ballet. Yeah, it changes, but it can keep the same intensify the approach, not the stage.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The aesthetics. It can change. Of course, it changes, but it being the same approach because it's you that are the same. So I don't do the technology and I start to do it. I can start with something new, but of course I can change my approach. What I felt when I see things that, like, say, dance cultures, like, when start to use technology, and sometimes the interfaces are really amazing. And I said, because this person has this approach, they don't do much more. You know what I mean? And so that's, like, I'm getting more and more interested in the reflective interfaces. So it's like creating self-interfaces, because that's what interests me. And it's not that the other things were just for to criticize, but to be aware that really I find that everything that exists are really is, and not just dance, but even the way with the ways as a body, corporealities can be just very just for people talking to someone or many other things. So there has to be what our conception of us and how we conceive that. And as we see, mostly like we conceive of technology as they are given to us. I mean, in general, in terms of personally, it's around with all these things. We have telephone, but not telephone. So in a way we are the condition. But I think it's needed as I think our role as artists and these people, it's really to do something else and transform this, not
because it frames what you're trying to do as experience, and it's very important to write history. And I only understand in the beginning that you were talking about your framework, and I saw you in the music, and you mentioned deterministic on their technology. One is higher, one second, and the other higher. You still believe it's very
because of like body art is like very much Marxist. It's like this is our condition, it's a bit like the power of technology in the society, like the same than the previous dominations of like a society, very much capitalism. But there's like an imposition because now we like dominated. So it's like this division is right. Well, for now, if I will look now, I'm a bit far, but I find that with my village work, I believe that I feel like I'm theorizing the big work. And I'm trying to find out performance philosophy. Through the work we can really theorize and further, not just embed the theory that we read and there, but we can actually further or create new theories. And there's exactly, so divisions, otherwise we like keep using. That's why like I see more people that also do artistic work or like also theorize as well, not just observe. And that's much. So more and more people that write, they come into this stage that they want to express it. So what they've been discovering and relating, making relations between other people that do the work and other people that write about. And this brings up like much more interesting theories. I feel like Susan Cosell, for instance, is one person, also in terms of generations, but it's true that I don't have like in mind now, like to be this and that person. For instance, Susan Cosell, and also Susan Foster. Like she has a recent book on choreographing empathy, kinesthesia, and performance. And a lot, like, it's interesting because toward the end, like she mentions Catherine Hales exactly this costume and embodiment and how the works that she writes about. And they use technology in this as a way of really relating, putting the body more into like corporeality, not just the body. Like with cell phones, people moving around and to participatory aspect, for instance. But really this embodiment of technology, not just. And that's why I think. Yeah, that's why I think the title costume and image corporeality is because it's like completely contrasted with television is not and bring them together. Because initially the costume was like the body. So you see the whole corporeality is there and it's like also. So
I'm just checking if there's any questions. Any questions from
still on the other
side.
we checking, see if you're there and actually participate a bit.
Maybe we have time for one more question. I don't know if we have time for one more question. Is there any other questions? Speak now.
It's okay. So, então vamos terminar aqui esta sessão. Agradecemos a quem está do lado e quem está aqui do lado. E vamos recomeçar depois, mais tarde, às 9h, com os teus performances de Francisca Fini, a Eunice,